Welcome to Black Love Matters. This service a therapy session for figuring out adulthood,
loving each other,
and find our inner Brock and Michelle,
or Jay-Z and Beyonce, or Sally Richardson and Dondre Whitfield. You know who they are, Neil?
Nope.
So Sally, you know Sally Richardson. She used to she's an actress, right? She played in New York Undercover, Stitches. She also was in Queen Sugar. But you know who Dondre is, right? He's Charlie Bordelon's West love interest.
Oh, what?
Yeah, not her ex-husband,
Oh,
but Ramsey. He's Ramsey.
Ramsey.
He Ramsey.
Who the fuck is Ramsey?
The black guy who is a professor, not a professor, but remember he do the crops. He's helping her, the light skinned guy. That's him.
Nigga name ain't Ramsey.
It is Ramsey on the show.
I'm about to check.
Go check it. I forgot about them too. So they've been married since 2002, and they're longtime boyfriend and girlfriend. They have one daughter, Parker Richardson Whitfield, and a son, Dondre Terrell Whitfield Jr., born in 2009. I forgot about them. I feel like they roll a little bit under the radar. What, you know what I'm saying? I think it was the Black Love doc. I seen them on their page, and I was like, damn, I forgot they are married.
That nigga name is Remy.
Oh, what did I say?
Ramsey. I don't know who the fuck Ramsey is.
You always...
His name is Remy.
And I said, Ramsey?
Yes.
It was close.
Now, y'all be good for fucking up somebody's name or fucking up something. I was having a conversation with...
What is you scratching all in the mic, Neil?
Shit, my beard is itching. Nigga
need put some beard oil, some almond oil.
Nigga need some beard oil in here.
You need almond oil.
I was up in here having a conversation with Brianna, and she's like, you always fucking up. It's Saw Rail. Saw.
Hibiscus.
S-A-W.
I like hibiscus tea.
Rail.
I like hibiscus
Saw
tea.
Rail.
Saw Rail.
Saw Rail.
I like hibiscus tea. Anyway, shout out to their love. Again, another black couple doing the damn thing, skin looking good, both in the same realm. Ain't never heard nothing crazy about them, living life. And actually, both of them keep a check coming in. If he ain't in some type of series or movie, she is. So I ain't nothing but respect on that. You got anything else about Sally and Dondre? Am I saying his name right? Right now. Dondre.
Is it Dondre?
Or what else? How else can you say that? It's D-O-N-D-R-E.
You know, you good for messing up something. You sure that nigga name ain't DeAndre?
It ain't DeAndre. All right, who is you?
I'm Nero.
I'm Nyambi.
And this is episode 85.
85. It's hump day, y'all. Y'all, I know the Cubicle Warriors, y'all coming to the end of y'all week. Y'all working the Friday, or y'all getting out of there Thursday? Because it's it. You know, it's a blessing and a curse when like major holidays fall on like Mondays like this. Because sometimes like you can move around your vacation days, right? But sometimes it mess it up, right? Because you're like, well, maybe I should just work on through it. Because sometimes it's better to be at work than with your family. And you can use that excuse with your family. Oh, I gotta work.
I gotta work.
I can't be here. I can't
pull it. I can't pull it.
I can't. You know how they be. But also, it's also a good cutoff mark, so you can just kind of take that whole week off too. So, what's the Cubicle Warriors? What's y'all doing? Y'all working through Friday? Y'all taking some time off? What's y'all days? Because I think if I was still doing the 9 to 5 hustle, I'd probably just take like the days off, right? Because it's so early in the week. Because this is a good time to get shit done. When ain't nobody in the office bothering you, getting on your motherfucking nerves. Like, you can just do your work in peace, in quiet. Ain't no traffic. I used to like doing the opposite than there. You remember that? Like, recently, last few years, I would take off like the week of Christmas, the week of New Year, and take that off. But I used to do the opposite. So I would take off either the week before Christmas, or I would take off the week after the New Year, like that mid-January, and be off like the 2 weeks before MLK.
Gotcha.
And just enjoy that time, because everybody off these next 2 weeks. That's why the roads crowded, and Target crowded, and Walmart, and everything crowded. You can't go nowhere. The movie, everywhere is people. No one's working except the bot store warriors. They don't. That was what I'm saying. I ain't even part of it no more. They're the only ones got to show up to work, honey. And the movie theater people.
And the niggas at the grocery store.
Yep. Only ones. But that even gonna slow down, because folks next week is about to pick up. But after the first of the year, y'all niggas be healthy and shit. Just buying lettuce. And twigs and salmon,
What?
And branches. Huh?
Be sure to leave a 5-star rating and review on Apple Podcasts and Stitcher. And follow us on that Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Black Love Matters. That's Black with no K.
Yep.
You got an update?
Of course, I always got an update.
How you doing? People want to know.
I'm okay. Do you want to? You live with me. You just trying to be nosy? Are you instigating? What are you digging for?
No, I'm just asking how you doing.
If you have a question to ask.
People want to know.
Von Zant said, call a thing a what? Thing.
People want to know.
What would you like to know?
How your hobby going?
Shut up. Bad.
Oh.
Okay? I did 15 minutes of yoga in the last 2 days.
Oh, I thought you was about to say today. I said you a goddamn
lie. Oh, no,
lie.
I said in the last 2 days.
I did 15
minutes of yoga. I was on a fast for 3 hours. And then I just ate some skins. Pork skins.
What else you got going on?
My check-in?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you asked me how I was doing. I was being honest. Oh. Tomorrow's a new day. Hell, today's a new day. I'll start over today.
Hell, you can do yoga right now.
Hey, come on,
you
Nero.
Need 15 minutes, baby.
Anyway, my check-in is, did y'all see this shit Charles Barkley did? So he said he's donating $1 million to black women for startups and, all that good stuff. I think it's specifically for like black women in Alabama. And, right when he's doing right, we about to give him a hand clap. What this nigga do? Then he do this backhand ass compliment, be like, well, y'all can't spend it on restaurants. And can't spend it on food and hair shops, though. Nigga, that ain't funny. What are you? Why are you laughing? That ain't funny, Nero.
Y'all niggas can have this money, but don't be spending it on no restaurant and no hair.
Why he do this?
Y'all hoes got to find something else to do.
Yeah. Why did he say shit like that?
I don't know.
What? Because Charles Barkley, like, he's funny, but he's always tiptoed on my nerves, right? He's always come off to be this outspoken black man, but and talking about white people and stuff. Yeah, he married to this white woman. Like, it's just...
I don't know who you married to.
Or was married to. He could be divorced.
Let me Google it.
Okay. Nearham's favorite thing. But, like, that's what I'm saying. This is why we have to do all this. Why niggas, if they want to do a hair business, let them do a hair business. If they want to do a restaurant, when is doing a restaurant a bad business? Don't niggas got to eat? Mm-hmm. Or no?
Yeah. Shit. I'm about to start selling bundles. Somebody who got y'all got the low, let me know.
Hair is a big business. We just seen that sad commercial on TV One. What was that commercial? Have y'all seen it too? It's like these black people. I guess they're buying like Shea Moisture, all these black products, but it just seems sad. I thought they would be excited about it, but it was just very sad. But he just rubbed me the wrong way when he said it. Like at first I was geeked, I was excited, and then he gonna say that. It was just such a backhand compliment. I ain't like it too much.
Gotcha.
Also my check-in I have is, did y'all see what they doing to Jill Stein, honey? They investigating her to see if she getting that Russian probe.
Oh.
Y'all know who Jill Stein is, right? The bitch who got 1% of the presidential election votes. And if she did, and Hillary would have won. Did me and Nero come on this radio and say, stop voting for these Green Party motherfuckers and these write-ins? And we said that tonight, like, it's Jill Stein, it's that other man. They had like 2 or 3% of the vote. If Queen Hillary had the 2 to 3% of the fucking vote, she would have goddamn won. So yeah, bring that bitch on the stand. Let's see if she had something to do with this shit.
She probably did.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I know 2 to 3, that don't sound crazy. Actually, it might have been a little bit more. Was it like 4 or 5%? Mm-hmm. It was enough that if Hillary even got half of what she got, she would have won. Because, the elections was down to, we talking about thousands of votes, right?
Right.
We're not talking about hundreds of thousands. We're talking about thousands of votes. So that's the shit that got on my nerves. Remember, I couldn't put my finger on it. Like, it's just something about these write-in votes and the Green Party. That's fine if you want to do that for Congress, House of Representatives, right? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But we don't need you doing that shit for big-ass elections, for presidential elections and mayor. No. Republican, Democrat, or Independent. We don't have enough time for all these alternate facts, okay? T'Challa and the Marvel Universe, you can't run under those party guidelines.
She also went to HU. Guess which one it was?
Shut up. Why you always starting shit?
Which HU do you think she went to?
Howard. Oh. Mm-hmm. Don't do that, okay? Why you always fucking with Harvard? Howard. I might be there, so.
Hey,
so shout out to Howard. But I seen that they doing that Russian probe, and at first I was like, this is a distraction. But I was like, hold up, nah. And bring her on up there. Sis, put your hand on the Bible. No, what was that? That was on CNN that they were talking about you can swear on the Bible, and they was like, sir, you can swear on any book. You don't have to be a Bible. Whatever your religion, like, that doesn't mean anything if you don't believe in God. Like, what is that? You can swear on any book. You can swear on Fly Girl. Shout out to Nero. And then lastly, I have one positive thing. Queen Oprah Winfrey will be the first Black woman to receive the, is this Cicely? Am I saying that right? Cicely B. McMillie Award. So this award is an honorary Golden Globe Award bestowed by the Hollywood Foreign Press Association for outstanding contributions to the world of entertainment. So Queen Oprah is getting another accolade and another award. And I'm just freaking excited about her. And anything she do, I always got to shout out. Anytime a Black woman is winning, I got something to say. So I'm excited about it. Okay. Other than that, that's all the checking I got. I started baking and Nira clowned me.
I ain't clown you.
I made like this, I call it the hood toffee. You know when you use your saltine crackers and you put a little chocolate chips and a little nuts and a little caramel on top? Honey, I think it's good. But Nero told me it was trash.
I did not say it was trash. Others said it was just interesting to be eating something with some saltine cracker on top of it.
Nigga, you think you better than that?
I ain't saying. Hold up. I grew up on the east side of Detroit.
And why you don't know about this hood classic?
Hey, my mama ain't make that shit.
Oh, what she make? What she make, Nero?
Nothing, actually, because her ass was at work because she had 3 jobs. So I ain't getting no business.
Is this the same family who had a boat?
Yes.
Okay. What's your check-in, Nero?
Don't be trying to put the boat up in here.
I'm just
I almost died on that fucking boat. I almost died.
But God said, not today, son. What's your check-in, Nero?
How was your namaste today? Are you namaste today?
No. I told you I did 15 minutes of yoga in 48 hours.
Nah, I be been namaste on the couch today, y'all.
Why you always snitching?
Because you gotta speak your truth.
It is my truth. I'm not lying about it. I just didn't bring it up. You notice I ain't say no update about me because there is none.
So I just been work, just working. That's about it. 2 jobs, just hustling.
Okay.
So I'm gonna be in Runner's World next week.
Yeah.
So the funny thing is, since I know I was gonna be in there, I just went ahead and subscribed for it so I can automatically get one in the mail.
Yeah.
So I went to go check the mailbox and one came in the mail and my heart dropped.
Oh my goodness.
I said, holy fuck.
What?
Heart dropped, right? And then I look at the issue. It's from last month. It's the November, December issue. I'm like, oh shit, thank you. Because my website ain't done yet. Mm-hmm. I got 1 website done, 2 more to go. Mm-hmm. And so my website ain't done yet. So I was just heart dropping a little bit.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna be done with the website.
Don't be nervous. Just be excited about it.
I'm excited. But I want all my shits in together.
Done is better than perfect.
Okay, I hear you. Mm-hmm. So just doing that, working on that. Oh man, so Monday, so my one of my bosses of one of my jobs, their website, like the new update, and this motherfucker was so excited.
That's how you want them.
He was so excited that like I said, this company is very small. Like the dude mom is doing the books.
I like good startups like that though. They hungry, it's family oriented.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's usually a straight no chaser type shit. I appreciate startup companies.
Yeah, but I ain't getting no check stubs either.
Oh, okay. Damn, okay. Who you telling?
So this dude was so excited. So first of all, this dude's like 23. So this nigga's a 23 and this nigga already got a multi-million-dollar business.
The privilege of whiteness.
Yeah, he is white.
Duh.
So, he looking at the website and then he went from like, Mom, Lori.
Barbara.
Barbara.
Susan.
Come here,
What's
please.
the name everybody kept saying? Linda.
Yeah. Linda. This nigga went from Mom, come here. So,
Linda, please. Are you free?
Are you free? Look at the website. Look at the website Nero built. Look how fast it is. So you go here clicking on it, refreshing and shit. Look how fast it is. And he going back and forth like, old site, 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi. It's taking 9 seconds to load. Look at Nero's site. It's like a half a second. I can't even get a Mississippi out.
Okay. That's good. You should appreciate it.
Oh my God, that dude was so excited about that damn website. So I'm like, all right, dude, like, here you go. And I was like, well, send it to whoever you want to send it to so we can get the update, so we can get going for that. So I got that one done. I got my website. I'm working on it. I got another client that I'm doing, and then I got to build another website for them. Because that business, the business that I'm like freelancing for, they got like 4 different websites they need built.
Whoa.
Because all of them suck.
Okay, Nero.
They do. They all suck. So I'm coming in and building all that stuff out just so I can start doing like the social media stuff. Like the website sucks so bad that I was like, look, dog, y'all don't want to spend y'all money like running Facebook ads and Google ads to a site that sucks. Like, if it takes 10 seconds to load, it don't matter how many hundreds of thousands of dollars that you spend on this,
gonna work, honey.
on ads. Once they click on the link and it take that long, it's not gonna work. So,
gotcha.
I'm excited about that. More money, keep it coming.
Yeah.
Also, I've been looking at some merch ideas. Because, niggas want merch.
Mm-hmm.
And, we got to get the niggas what they want.
Exactly.
So,
I did do something.
Oh.
I watched Queen Sugar. What's going on with Darla and Ralph Angel? So, Blue ain't Ralph Angel's son.
Papa?
And Ralph Angel was done. Why is he so surprised? I ain't gonna.
Nah, I ain't be talking about. I knew it wasn't his. He was just too light skinned.
I thought something was. I just thought it was casting, maybe.
Baby, this shit ain't real.
I mean, I know, but still, Ralph Angel is a nice. What was we watching? Unsung Hollywood. What did Guy Tori say? He said, "Blood Diamond Black." Ralph Angel, Blood Diamond Black. And Beyonce's sister is very Creole Lady Marmalade. And then Blue come out. It should be a Nyambi come out of that.
Papa.
So it was just interesting to see those episodes kind of go back and forth. Like, it was a good cliffhanger, but Ava, you took so many episodes to get to that.
Yeah.
Like, that just could have been one episode. We could have lumped that together with all the niggas bailing on the sugar crop and all that. So why niggas bail?
You know why niggas are scary.
Scary. Oh, that kind of pissed me off. So they
rather believe a white man in his lies than a black woman in her truth.
Oh, come on. Now, that's a word. Come on, Charlie Bartolone West. No West no more. I'm sorry. The Doors is final. You said that they rather believe a white man lies than a black woman's truth. If that ain't a word, I don't know what the fuck is a word. And that's all around. Like, that triggered me. Just being, I think, a brown woman looking at other brown people like, is y'all niggas this crazy? Y'all gonna believe with the white, and not only the white man, but the white man who been treating y'all like trash for all these years. It ain't like this white man been good to them, been in the community helping out. You know what I'm saying? Like, he done treated them like trash and took advantage of them, right? Just another number. And he say one thing and these niggas jumping scared. Right, that pissed me off. Mm-hmm. And then also, his name ain't Ramsey. What's his name? Remy. And because Charlie, she doing her Charlie thing, and she trying to get, the best way to get to him is get at him, right? Mm-hmm. So she trying to intermingle, and then whatever his name, Remy talking about, I can't trust you on that. I can't trust you. And she was like, bye nigga. But why isn't white boys liking up on Charlie Borderline West, honey? They is infatuated.
What do you say? You make me drunk or something?
You intoxicate me. Because she was like, well, what do you want? He's like, I want you. Listen here. What type of Candyland Ranch is this from Django Unchained? What the Leonardo DiCaprio is this?
She about to marry that nigga and then steal everything. Take everything. Take half.
Half. Come on.
And that family is going to act a fucking fool when they find out that he dipping on the chocolate side.
And because that's what he was saying, he's like, I admire your business hustle. But he said something. He's like, I'm intoxicated by you. Mm-hmm. I said, fuck. Nerum, is you intoxicated by me?
Sometimes.
Now?
Yeah.
Shut up. So I did watch Queen Sugar. I don't know, was that the series finale or was that just the midwinter finale?
No.
It went way too long though.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I thought it was interesting that Darla, is that her name, in her relationship with her family, how she, Charlotte made it sound like her family ain't gonna fucking with her, but her family was like, you a crackhead. And then what you say, we give crackheads what, hard times?
Yeah. Because they done burnt all these bridges. Motherfuckers done stole shit from you. They done stole my Nintendo 64. So you ain't got no credit with me. I don't care if you clean. I can't get past you stealing my Nintendo 64 and my PlayStation 2.
Do you think Darla just needs to start over?
I think so.
Like, she just need to get custody of Blue, you know, maybe for the summers and every other holiday, and just start a new life.
But I don't even think it's that. I think, you know, she just need to live her truth.
Which is?
She a Dolphin manipulator.
Oh.
And she need to stand up in that.
I mean, I think she has. But honestly, low-key, y'all might not agree to me. I don't know what she was trying to gain. Like, I didn't know what her end goal was by telling that to Ralph Angel then.
I don't know.
Would you take that to the grave?
Yep.
Yeah, I think I might take that to the grave, honey. And that just got to be between me and my maker.
Yeah.
Or at least somebody. I don't know. When do you tell somebody that, right? So now what's on the table is, when do you tell Blue?
Yeah.
Second of all, why won't they get a paternity test? Are we 100% sure?
No, we not.
The way they was acting as they was.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, did you have sex with her, Ralph Angel?
Right.
Do you remember? Nigga? Wake up. Or why was she? I might have been a little sneakier. I would have got my own paternity test done. And I was like, come on, Ralph Angel. We're going to do Ancestry, 23andMe. Swab on this.
Mm-hmm.
Blue, you too. I'll be back.
Where the hell are you going?
To get this test. Oh. I got to get my own facts first. Why you laugh? Is that that's too underhanded?
Yeah. But I get what you're saying. Like, it could have been something that would have said a long time ago. You know, she had like this whole monologue about, you know, when I just told you, Ralph Angel had one like, you could have told me right there, but then you just let me be a proud father and blah, 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 blah,
you
blah.
See me celebrate. Oh, shut up, Ralph Angel. I wanted to be like, Ralph Angel, did you know a little bit in your spirit that I want your child?
Probably not.
Y'all niggas be that clueless?
So that'd be my thing.
Well, you know, that's why Nia say whenever he sees somebody with a new baby, I always say the baby look like the daddy. To reinstill. If there's any doubt. To kind of cut that up. All right. You do some pillow talk. I already got off topic.
Sure.
You know Tim from Sweetie Pies.
Yeah.
Cutting up.
What's going on with Tim?
So, you know, Tim was dating Jennifer Williams, who's that I almost said the black basketball wife. All of them are. The basketball wife, she's really pretty. She's like tall, like a chocolate complexion, and she has like really some funny ass eyes. No, she's really, really pretty though. So they were dating.
Oh yeah. What happened to that other girl? His baby mama.
Oh, she gone. I forgot her name.
Oh.
Well, you know a lot. Well, maybe we should just talk about the Sweetie Pies. A lot of shit went down. I used to love Sweetie Pies. Y'all know what that is? It come on, and it's Sweetie Pies. What's her name? What's the mama name? Robbie.
Yeah, Robbie.
So she used to do backup singing for Tina Turner. This sounds like. It's like I'm making this shit up, don't it? But she opened up like these soul food restaurants in in St. Louis. And she's known for them like cafeteria style. And when it first came to OWN, like OWN was just highlighting like her and her family and all that good stuff. But as stuff went on, shit started popping off. So her oldest grandson was killed in like gun violence. Remember Dre? Yeah. He was killed. And then what happened last year or the year before last was her and her son, she actually had to sue her son for like $100 million, like a shitload of money, basically to get him to stop using, allegedly, her name at all these restaurants he was open. So they didn't have like the same standard. Does that matter saying that right now?
Yeah, so it was brand standards. And
she's like, she went to the restaurant, she's like, this don't taste like my chicken? And you talking about this Sweetie Pies, I don't know, Long Beach and shit? Like, this don't taste like Sweetie Pies. And you can't be putting my name on this shit if it don't taste like Sweetie Pies, right?
Right. She's saying you're not franchising this shit, right?
Yeah. If you're gonna do it, at least make sure the shit good, right? Make sure it's up to the standards. So they did have that lawsuit. So that's kind of the summary of Sweetie Pies and like their own show, and it just highlights their whole family, their whole dynamics, and stuff like that. Well, her son Tim, he filed a restraining order against Jennifer, and the docs say that she's taking her rage out on his car. What Tim said was he was driving around Sunday afternoon and he spotted Jennifer was tailing him. So like crazy shit, right? And Tim then parked at his house. An hour later, he went outside to find his tires were slashed. He reported to cops and said it was just one of the latest incident. And the dots, he said, last summer when they were still dating, Jennifer got behind the wheel of his car and tried to run him down. What in the a thin line between love and hate is going on here, okay?
What?
What in the thin line between love and hate is going on? So he's claimed that she also broke into his house, sent him harassing threats, and threatened his that he's playing with the wrong one. James said he broke up in September, and Jen is angry that he moved on with a new girlfriend. The restraining order was granted, and Jennifer has to stay 100 yards away from him. Nero? It's a lot of things here.
I'm glad you got a restraining order, bro. Some of these women are crazy.
Excuse me?
They're crazy.
Excuse me, Nero?
They're crazy. You got to get your restraining order.
I think Tim is the crazy one in here. Ain't nobody going after Tim like that.
You don't know what's going on.
Look at Tim.
Look at her. Them funny looking eyes. I'm telling you, there's some niggas with funny looking eyes is untrustworthy.
Tim got sketchy behavior.
Well, he do got sketchy behavior.
He has very sketchy behavior, and some of this sounds lies. So even if sis allegedly did do this, he did something. He did something to aggravate this.
Well, let me tell you.
Bitches just don't go slashing tires for no reason.
Let me tell you, this shit don't work out. You come slash my tire, I'm putting a restraining order on your ass too.
Okay. You do what you want.
I am.
You go to the white police officer. You see how they protect you.
I'm going to get a black police officer.
See how they protect you.
Exactly.
So you think it's all her?
I'm saying that, she is a basketball wife.
What is that accent? Where are you from?
She is a basketball wife. And basketball wives are good for keeping up some mess and pettiness.
She's not on the show.
So
she get paid for that.
Okay, you don't know this shit ain't recorded.
She auditioning.
You don't know this is part of her storyline for the TV.
Okay.
I'm just saying, it might be a part of the storyline.
I don't know. Tim just seems, I don't know. He seems like he the type who will aggravate some shit, right?
He probably did. He probably said some slack shit.
Something about it. What's your advice to men who have women who be super assertive like this?
Get your restraining order.
That's it.
And then
recorder. I say record shit.
Have your cousins or sisters.
Shut up, Nero.
I'm just saying.
Is that really what you're doing today?
Is
that the types of advice you're giving?
What you mean? What's wrong with that? Okay. Have your cousins.
So you're gonna get your cousins in jail?
Hey.
We all over 18, honey.
It's better than you being in jail.
Anything else about that, Nero?
I wish them best of the luck.
What? It ain't no best of luck.
Remember,
Jen, stay 100 feet, 100 yards, honey.
Remember,
Tim said he got in pettiness. I got me a new girlfriend. Oh, shaped up. He got, what's that when you call when men have like hips?
I don't know.
Do you know what I'm talking about? Ladies, y'all know what I'm talking about. So it looked like Tim used to play football or something. So he's like a thicker guy, but he was like muscly. But then, some life happens, right? And then he's very curvy. I
don't know where you're going with this.
Maybe I should stop. He's just very curvy as a man. Just very curvy. Next story. Did y'all hear what Issa Rae new shows? So brace yourself, y'all. Issa Rae has 2 more shows coming to HBO, and they sound bomb.com. So as y'all know, she's behind Insecure. When is Insecure coming back? Is that a January or is that a summer show?
Baby, that's a summer show.
Oh.
Insecure just ended like 2 months ago.
Did it?
Yes.
Oh. Everything's running together.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, the title of the first one is called Him or Her, and it centers around the love life of a bisexual black man and the distinctly different worlds and relationships he finds himself in. Well, that sounds interesting. What do you think about that? Is he going to be a light-skinned with funny eye character? Is that like Michael Ealy? Why do I see him in that role?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think he would do it?
Because you think people with funny looking eyes always put themselves in that type of situation.
What the hell does that mean? What are you talking about? Like, I don't know if I see Ralph Angel playing that.
No. Why not?
I don't know. Do you know what I'm saying? Maybe that's my own stereotype. So what do you see? So this is about a bisexual black man who like men and women. Mm-hmm. So who do you see? What does that look like, right? So what does the stereotype play in your head? Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't see Ving Rhames.
Why not?
I don't.
Oh.
I just don't. What do you think?
So that's why you said a funny looking eye, nigga?
Yeah.
Because what?
Don't do that. You're not going to get me on the record for
No, because what?
I don't know. It's just
because you think that funny dudes, people with funny looking eyes, always always in these situations.
Yeah, I feel like they just want attention, or maybe it's not the funny. Maybe it's not the funny looking eyes part. Maybe it's just the narcissism part. So maybe I tie people with funny looking eyes to be narcissist. And I need someone in this role to be hyper narcissistic. Because I don't see from this one, maybe they didn't do an age range. So I'm thinking like early 30s, late 20s. So maybe still finding their own damn self. So I don't see this as someone who's matured in their sexuality, sexual orientation, right? Who'll respect people's feelings, be open and transparent. I see this as someone who's gonna be like, it makes me feel good now. So this is what I'm going to do. Like that's a very different role, right? So this is like fuckboy central. That's what I read this as. I mean, I'm here for it. I think it's gonna be very entertaining. But I read this as a fuckboy central show. Okay. To the men and women. So the girls, whatever you like, that's what I'm gonna be. And to the men, whatever you like, that's what I'm going to be. If you love me, I love you more.
Hey.
What you think about that? It's going to be interesting, especially from a black male perspective.
It's going to be very interesting, especially with how Issa and her eye is when it comes to this artistic stuff.
What does that mean?
I'm like, because I know it's going to be super hood. It's going to be in L.A.
Yeah.
It's going to be in the hood.
Hood? Would you define that as hood?
The hood for LA.
Yeah, hood
That's
LA.
LA hood.
LA hood and East Coast hood and Midwest hood and Southern hood all. When is Atlanta coming back?
I don't know.
Did that come on in the fall?
That came out in the summer too, I think.
Oh, I'm sorry. Because I just thought about country hood. I was like, ain't no country hood shows. I was like, yes, it is Atlanta. Oh my God. I actually might need to binge watch Atlanta. I keep thinking about, what's this boy, Paperboy, was on that show. And he keep rolling his eyes at the person. That's why I need to come back on. I'm sorry, I sidetracked. Like, I can't see Paperboy being a bisexual black man. He going on his adventures, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
So I'm just super curious to see what this is going to be, and I'm also excited just to see actors to be able to like flex their guns, right? To be complex and redefine, in this series and in this audience, what it is to be a black man sexuality, black man sexual orientation, and just being very fluid with their orientation. Like, I'm interested to see it. Like, I'm here for it. Like, you know why? Because when I think of that, it's giving me Prince realness almost, right? Prince ain't never come out and say nothing, but it's giving me very much that fluid. I don't know if he looking at me or you, but he cute. So I'm just hoping he looking at me, like that type of thing. What? What? Why are you laughing at me?
I don't know if he looking at me or you, but he cute, so I hope he looking at me and not you. Sorry, Brussels cuss.
So I'm vastly entertained. I think I can picture this more from the woman perspective, right? I like, that's clear cut. Like, I see it up here. I got friends, right? But from the black male perspective, I'm like, I guess that would be a little bit different too. To really see on air, because I don't know if that's a story or dialogue that's really been put out there in a transparent fashion.
No,
do you think? Not. I mean, I think I've definitely seen like black gay men, right? I've seen that, black straight men, but that idea of bisexuality, that's something I haven't seen from the black men. Women, I think it's a lot more archetypes out there of that, but for black men, I can't name anyone. What are some bisexual black men in the media? Like on shows, not even like in real life. I'm talking about like just on shows. Was Lafayette bisexual? No, I don't think he liked women. So I don't know. I'm just curious on what this is going to be and how it opens up a whole new genre of roles and storylines and movies, and this just starts the domino effect, right?
Yeah.
You excited? What's your thoughts on it? As a black man and having that stuff out there? What do you think?
It's interesting, but you also got to add my other labels. So as a black cis heterosexual man, it's gonna be interesting. I look forward to see how it's gonna be played out, especially
and who gonna play it.
Yeah,
that's it.
Who's gonna play it, but also how it's being directed or EP'd by a woman. So
that's true too.
So like even that.
Well, I hope she got some black men. I hope she has some like a strong LBGT community on the writing and EP staff. I hope. I would imagine.
Yeah, I would assume so. But
she can't tell that story.
I just think that's an interesting role.
Yeah, we can't white explain that. Yeah, we can't straight explain that. Yeah. And even as a woman, we can't step in and say what this is.
Sure
even
can.
if she was a bisexual woman, that's not the same experience as a bisexual man.
Yeah. It's a bisexual black man at that.
Yeah, I agree. And the second project is titled, I'm sorry, I start eating in the middle. That's how you know we at the kitchen table. I start eating some candy, honey.
Toffee with
Don't eat a bite of it. The second project is titled Sweet Life, and it was set in Los Angeles County, Windsor Hills neighborhood. Part of this area is sometimes called the Black Beverly Hills. Sweet Life is also co-directed and co-written by Ray and Ramila Mohammed. I think they're from Scandal. And the title actually comes from a Frank Ocean song, Sweet Life, where he sings about Leandra Heights, the Black Beverly Hills. And just to note, Issa's a huge fan of Frank Ocean. I'm just getting into Frank Ocean. Mm-hmm. Where was I at with the Frank Ocean movement?
I don't know.
I don't think I liked his first single. Was it something about a tornado or something? You know what I'm talking about?
I don't know.
You don't have to Google it here.
What? I need to know these things.
Like Frank Ocean's first song. Like the thing is, he can sing. Like duh. Like I remember hearing his voice and be like, Jesus, he's sickening, right? But his songs
I'm trying to figure out what he's saying.
I'm talking about his first, when he first, and not even just first came out, when he went mainstream, right? Because he's been doing this for a while. I'm trying to think of when he was on, was it Code Orange or?
I don't know. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Was it Channel Orange or something like that?
Channel Orange was the second album.
Yeah. So I think that's when he hit big, right?
Uh-huh.
I think he had an album before that, but I think that was the one that like made his name huge doing it. But I can't forget. You don't have to look it up, Nira. But it was one of those songs that just didn't connect to me, and I just feel late about that. What do you think?
Novocaine.
Is that it?
Yeah, that was his first single.
I was talking about something about tornado.
Swim Good.
Yeah, maybe it's a Novocaine. I don't know. So I feel like I've been sleeping on him, but as of lately, I've been for him, especially when he was in that New Edition movie. Mm-hmm. Boy can sing. And then I really was here for him. I think it was his birthday party, and he came out in like an all sequence outfit. I was like, yes, this is my type of nigga. So I am definitely a stand here for Frank Ocean. So I'm working my way backward. So I know the last CD he had was Blonde. Is it Blonde? Am I saying that right? Blonde?
Blonde.
Yeah, okay.
Blonde.
And I'm working my way back to I almost called it Agent Orange. I mean Channel Orange.
Channel Orange.
Whatever. I'm working my way back, but it is
Agent Orange.
Whatever. What? I'm on Blind now.
Okay.
But I'm gonna go back.
Gotcha.
Anywho, that second show, what'd you think about that? So Rich Black Kids. They already did this show. E.J. Johnson's on it, isn't it?
Oh,
but he played with white people.
Maybe this one.
It's like the Rich Kids of Beverly Hills or something, right? That's how I'm assuming this is. But this is the all black one. EJ hang with a lot of white folks. I don't really see him with a lot of black people, do you? EJ, you know Magic Johnson's son, who's sickening, lost over 100-something pounds. I think he had weight loss surgery.
Probably. I don't know.
Sickening.
Allegedly.
No, I think it's plain.
I don't know.
Oh, he's sickening though.
Okay.
I don't know where he gets his outfits from, but I need him.
I don't know about EJ, but the TV show, I look forward to seeing how.
What's that shady? What you mean you don't know about?
No,
EJ?
I don't like.
Oh, you don't know about E.J. Johnson?
Like, I know the dude. Like I know that's my Magic Johnson's son.
Spend 5 minutes on his Instagram.
You know, I know.
And you'll know everything you need to know.
You know. Like I said, I don't know much about the dude.
He's very rich.
I know he's very rich. He Magic Johnson's son. Mm-hmm. That's the only thing I know about him. Like I don't know the dude lifestyle or what the nigga be wearing and shit like that. Okay.
And he just does socialite things.
Oh.
But this one is about the Black Beverly Hills.
Mm-hmm.
I'm less excited about that.
I need to see a trailer or something like that.
I mean, I'm gonna watch it because y'all know, like you say, I support everything black, right? Because if I can watch a white show, I'm definitely gonna watch this. I'm less excited about this, right? Mm-hmm. Rich black people.
What's wrong with that?
I mean, is that a story we want to watch?
Why not? Goals, nigga.
Okay. I don't know. Maybe it's just that West Coast. Like I need something richer, right? Uh-huh. I would rather see like upper class, like the rich black folks of like New England. So I want to see the folks who are in that DMV area. Mm-hmm. I want to see the black folks. I want to be a show that's talk about the black folks who lived on Martha's Vineyard. Mm-hmm. When I think of LA, I think of New Money.
Yeah.
I'm want to see what the old black money did, right? Mm-hmm. So I think I would be a little bit more interested in that to see how that intertwines. So I think that can play out. So if you're talking about the old black, right? Old black money kind of mixed in with their new generation of kids and how the kids are balancing, like, you know, this idea of being woke and their parents and what not to do. Yeah. Like, I think that's a dialogue. But this new money, like, when I think of that, I almost think of, what's my boys? What's Cardi B and them? Where her husband in?
Migos.
Yeah, young rich niggas. What is it? Why? What?
Yeah, young rich niggas.
Yeah, that's what I think of that. And I don't need no playbook on that.
You said you already know how to do that.
I know that. That's Instagram. That's like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, that's not.
Mm-hmm. You want to know about the black dignitaries?
I want to know about the old black money.
You want to know
I want to know about
loan like
money. I want to know about long money. I want to know about money where folks bankrupt and still got money. I want to know about that type of money. We're going to file for bankruptcy, but we still got to trust. Because if the young rich niggas file for bankruptcy, they going back to no for Atlanta. Do you know there's different levels to this money, right? Yeah. The new money, you're bankrupt, you're going home. But that DMV, they ain't going home, honey, okay?
No.
There's more money somewhere else.
They're going to the summer home.
Come on. You see what I'm talking about? You see the deeper dialogues here?
I hear you now.
I don't need to hear about the young rich niggas. Honey, that's me sometimes. That's niggas after tax season. That's just, speaking of. Speaking of Negroes.
Tax season is around the corner.
It is. Our tax is going to be a mess. I don't even want to think about it. Jesus. Anything else about that? But are you interested into this new money? Or you want to know about the old money? It's a room for everybody.
I need to see a trailer.
I mean, I'm going to watch it.
I hear you, but I need to see a trailer to give my full opinion. Like, you know, it can go either way.
Yeah.
You know, it could be some bomb shit, but it ain't the lifestyle that I'm used to or known. So
yes, we do.
What rich nigga you know on the West
Instagram.
Coast? Okay.
We already know brunch, yoga, afros.
Shit, I'm still trying to get to a day party.
Come on, day parties. You know that life. But I'm telling y'all, the old black money, that's some juice there, honey. There's some secrets. It's some graves there, some bodies. It's some bodies out in that DMV area. It's something, it's something, maybe I'm just fascinated to it. When you go in a neighborhood and it's all black and it's rich. Mm-hmm. What the fuck is going on here? Ain't nobody send us the invite to the barbecue. Why you laugh? I'm trying to get an invite. Black dignitaries out there. Nyambis.
I think you cuss too much for it.
Hey, I could cut that back a little. Fuck. Baby, I code switch on their ass. Don't let it fool you, honey. I can.
And when in out, pinky out.
Shut up. Speaking of black dignitaries and uppity niggas,
shit.
Cornel West at this shit again. I told y'all about this motherfucker. I try to keep it cute when it comes to Cornell. I really do. But this is not just a Cornell thing. And we'll flesh this out, though, Nero. This is a black academic thing. And we got to slow down on this, right? Mm-hmm. So y'all hear what the fuck Cornell did? Cornell went and did a whole ass journal entry on, what was it, New York Times?
Yeah, probably.
Please find out this source. I want to make sure it's right before he come after me, too, honey. Why are you laughing?
I gotta have a conversation with the infamous Nyambis.
Yes, Nyambis.
Nyambis of this black love.
This alleged
black love.
So what he did was can you find out where it was? It was one of magazine.
New York, New York Times.
And he basically was criticizing. Help me out now,
Ta-Nehisi Coates, baby.
I always call him Coates. I call him T Coates.
You can't even say the nigga name right.
Ta-Nehisi
Coates.
I'm worse than Cornell.
Shit.
Look, I am Cornell. Ta-Nehisi Coates.
Yeah.
I know. Okay, first of all, for y'all, you try to come on. I know who this man is. I don't read his book. I'm versed in both of them. Don't let me not knowing how to fully say his name confuse y'all. So again, Cornell did this whole think piece on him.
Yeah, it was New York Times.
Okay, in the New York Times. Thank you. I really wanted to get that done. And then he basically was ripping apart his book, We Are 8 Years in Power, and basically told him he was trash and saying how he, as Cornel West, the legend, the god, I want to say it was like Game of Thrones, breaker of chains, queen of dragons, queen of the Negroes, queen of silver. What did she say? She the queen of dragons, breaker of chains.
Yeah.
That's what he said too, honey. But he said he'd come from a great black tradition of freedom struggle, whatever that means. And he represents the neoliberal wing T. Coates represents this neoliberal wing that sounds militant about white supremacy, but is really not. It's the thing is what Cornell was saying. Some of his points are correct, right, and they're right on, and how he highlights how sometimes T. Coates, he says one thing about white supremacy, but when it really comes down to it, he ain't really about that. I don't know how to explain it. Like, he talks like very well about it, right? But when it come down to like, T. Coates ain't gonna be like, you a crafty cracker, right? Where I think Cornel West might be like, they just crafty crackers, and that's just what crafty crackers do, right? I don't think that's what he would do. Does that make sense? But that don't make it wrong, right? Everybody can't be Nero and Nyambi. We need T. Coates, we need Cornell, we need everybody, right? And I don't think that was a place for Cornell, Dr. West to come in and then cut him down for that, right? So I think that was kind of a low blow. Like, some of the quotes he said in his article was, in short, Coates fetishizes white supremacy. He makes it almighty, magical, and unremovable. What concerns me is his narrative of defiance. For Coates, defiance is nearly aesthetic, a personal commitment to writing with no connection to the collective action. It generates crocodile tears of neoliberalism who has no intention of sharing the power or giving up privilege. When he honestly asks, how do you defy a power that insists on claiming you? The answer should be clear. They claim you because you are silent on what is a threat to their order, especially Wall Street and the war. You defy them when you threaten that order. And then, Coates try to justify his this idea of defiance, but then Cornell then goes on to be like, and then speaking of, see, this reminds me of the old black man in him. You ain't from the hood. When you been in the streets, not the streets, the streets, SKEETS. That's why I feel like he was basically saying to him, so you preaching all this black power shit, but when's the last time you been in the streets? Because low key, high key, y'all know that what's his name? Cornel West really ain't into the Pan-African movement. Like, you know what I'm saying? That ain't really his thing. Like, he don't. When you get to talking about that nationalism and shit, Cornel West like to tiptoe out the room. What he do? I'm not. Where's the lie? I don't gotta say allegedly to that. And then also he had another problem with Coates when he tried to compare Barack Obama to Malcolm X. Why don't y'all leave that alone, Cornel? Dr. West, I'm sorry. What is your problem with Barack Obama? What the fuck is the problem? This nigga was the first. Oh, Jesus. I don't need to say nigga and Obama the same thing. President Barack Obama was the first black president. How much more did the African American man have to accomplish? How much more does he have to accomplish to deserve respect? If T. Coates sees Barack Obama as his Malcolm X, what the hell is the problem with that? He act like he compared Malcolm X to Strong Thurman or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's he was the first black president, allegedly. Why can't he do that? Do you know, like, why can't, like, everybody thinks of Malcolm X, and he is, like, he's a revolutionary, he was about the cause, right? But, towards the end of Malcolm X, like, he became a little bit more namaste. And we don't talk about that as much, but he definitely became a little bit, all right, sit down, Negroes. How we going to work through this? How we got to get a peace of mind, our spirituality. Like, he was definitely on that move, right? Yeah. And actually, MLK was the one who was saying, fuck niggas, flip tables, right? Like, shit was flipping. So that just bothers me on how people can't compare. Like, why is comparing Barack Obama to Malcolm X like a horrible thing? You know what I'm saying? They act like it was something just earth shattering. So I don't know. And the thing I just want to repeat is not that Dr. West, I'm trying to have respect on everybody's name, because I respect both of these men, right? Even Eric Dyson, I bring him to the front of the congregation. Y'all know I don't know what the nigga be talking about when he be rapping, but I do respect him as a black intellect, right? And y'all know I do disagree with a lot of the shit he be rapping about. But I don't his bars, I can't. But my issue is that there's so many issues confronting black people daily daily. Mr. West, Dr. West, we have a lot of shit going on right now. A lot of 2017 has been heavy shit. We just came out of this retrograde. We're going into the Capricorn. Okay. Did you see fit that T. Coates was really so much of a problem and a threat to the African American community, black, the Negro, whatever you're calling it, that he needed to be criticized in such a public and direct manner over a book that he wrote? It ain't like he dedicated this shit to you, right? This ain't a peer review article. He ain't ask you for your fucking revisions. This ain't his thesis. He ain't submitting this to the African American Black Political Association of Niggas. He didn't do this. This is not a peer review thing.
Nope.
This is his thoughts, his feelings, his articulation. Like, that's what I just don't get. Like, there's so many issues that Dr. West could have written about, but instead he decided to criticize T. Coates. You know, Dr. West says that he stands for those who represent a radical wing of the black freedom struggle, whatever that is. But for that wing to truly be radical, it must be committed to ensuring the progress of black people. And this ain't the first time Dr. West have done this. He done got it in with the rap star Eric Dyson, Melissa Harris Perry, Barack. Like, what? Why? I just don't understand. Do we have to? How old is Dr. West? Do we have to put him on the sick and shut in? This ain't
Probably.
a touch of dementia. He's getting older. You know, one of the early signs, allegedly,
is what when niggas start
just snapping out on you. Do we need to go check on our brethren to say, bruh, is everything okay? And the thing is not that he did this. It's not that he did it. I think it's just the timing in which he did it, in the way in which he done. Like, I imagine Cornell West got all these niggas on his speed. What's the old folks song? Like, what's it called? Oh no, what's it called? Jitterbug. And he just call him on the jitterbug. Siri, God, Tallahassee Coates. And they gonna be like, calling goats. No.
not goats, coats.
Because I would feel that he's respected, right? He's so much respected that if he said, I want to talk to you about X, Y, and Z, and don't you think it would have been received differently, processed differently? But then we got to the point, and Nira, I'll let you talk. I know I'm just running my mouth. T. Coates said, fuck you. I want to get his quote. I don't want this to be a Nyambiism. I want this to be straight from the horse's mouth. Niram, did you get it?
What he said a lot of things.
T. Coates?
Yeah.
Oh, only thing I got with T. Coates where he was like, damn, I wish I could find it. I should have highlighted it.
I just want to say I'm happy that the book is generating so much debate. Happy to let it continue, but thought might offer some context.
No. It was one he said, basically, I'm done. I didn't get in there for this bullshit. Bye. And he deactivated his account. That's Nyambi. Bye.
Because you know who I'm waiting on a response.
Who?
Michael Eric Dyson.
I don't want to hear. What's it called? That guy at the end of the year cipher.
That was his name.
I don't want that.
Damn, what is his name?
Everyone should just ignore this.
Raps? No.
I probably shouldn't even brung it up. What?
I can't even think of the dude's name. It's on the tip of my song. Anyways, but Michael Eric Dyson, he's trying to figure out what's going on. He's like, anybody got screenshots?
This is what he said on his Twitter.
Yes.
Follow him immediately because Black Love Matters is about to get into it. Nyambi is taking over Twitter because I'm about to stir some shit up.
Anybody got them screenshots of what Ta-Nehisi was saying in response to the attack by Cornell West?
Oh, you see this attack, honey.
I appreciate it if you might share them with me. And the thread in his response to General John Kelly, such a sad day to see him bullied off of social media by an elder.
Oh. Have a seat. MED. Have a seat, Med.
And then hear people.
And look at the instigators. Instigators screenshot it.
In general, I think the public itself can sort this out. But I don't expect people to be familiar with everything that I've written and said. So here's just a couple things.
Here I am. But the thing is, T-Coach, you don't have to validate that stuff. Like, I don't know why folks are so hard when African Americans love Obama. Like, of course, And even Nyambi, of course, I don't agree with every policy and every decision that President Obama made, right? That's crazy. Like, no, I'm not against him. I have my own mind, I think. But I'm talking about his overall presidency, right? His average score, the average GPA is at A. Jesus, like, what? It's just, I don't know how niggas is throwing rocks in glass houses. And Dr. West better watch out for some allegations coming. Do you have anything to say about this, Nair? Because I think this just goes overall to just black academics. Like, this is a very black academic thing. This happens all the time in black academia, and it's just everyone's not on the scale of Cornel West, T. Coates, and Michael Eric Dyson. But this happens all the time.
Yeah.
All the time. To the point where it's like, why, niggas? Like, you almost want to tell them, only 10 people care about the shit you researching. You only got 20 followers. Why are you ripping each other down? What? It is on average.
I'm just looking at some of these
doctoral
Twitter
students. Doctoral students, people with PhDs, faculty members. Only about 20 people care about your research. Y'all know that, right?
Reparations equals neoliberalism. Cornel West has turned into a bitter old brother with a bad afro. What's wrong?
And I'm gonna take a look for Cornel. He's not bitter. I don't think there's nothing wrong where he did it, but I just think he's done it in such a public domain when there's so much other shit going on. Right? I can see if black folks is doing well. You know what I'm saying? Health insurance done got passed. You know, all the net neutrality. We doing good, right? But we got a lot of other shit that we need you to be the voice in the face of, Dr. West. And not being, you know, what's it called when you review the book? Not ripping apart his new book. Like, no one asked for this. I keep saying this is not an article he submitted. He didn't ask for peer review revisions.
No.
He didn't ask for your input. Opinions are like asses. Everybody got one.
Yeah, they do.
And everybody think theirs don't stink, right?
Oh, but they do.
They do. You see that? Steak.
Roses do smell like.
Come on,
boo-boo.
Niram. What do you have anything to say, Niram?
A couple things.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that's going on in black academia. The thing is, why we just can't keep the shit in house?
On this, right?
Yeah, like if you got a disagreement, why you just can't call the brother?
Or my thing is, why is it so personal?
The thing is, why you just can't call it? Y'all all know each other. Why y'all just can't go and have lunch or something and argue this shit out and call it a fucking day?
Yeah.
But then you got to do all these damn
subtweets
and interviews and all this other shit, talking about this nigga ain't shit and he ain't that and he following Obama ass and all this other shit.
And Obama sitting there like, what the?
Obama living his best fucking life.
Keep my name out your mouth. One day Obama gonna say that.
Obama living his best life. So it's just interesting to see how, this is going on. Because like, what was it, last year? The whole big thing was Michael Eric Dyson and going at Brother Cornell.
Oh my God.
He wrote that scathing ass article.
Ain't they both the same?
Well, one is the protege. This is when the teacher had to be, the student became the teacher.
Or my again, it's not a problem disagreeing. Like, of course you're going to disagree, but I think it's just such a personal way in which it was disagreed. Like, this is a personal attack on him, not the research, not the topic. If you're going to do something like this, he's a scholar, attack the research. Yeah. Don't attack the person. But that's when it becomes personal.
But, y'all niggas can't separate it because if they attack the research, you still feel like they're attacking y'all. Because y'all like, this is me. And me is this. I think
ain't mind you, only 10 people care.
Right. I think, therefore I am. Don't nobody give a fuck about your research. Are you curing cancer? No.
No.
Okay. Well,
are you in STEM?
No.
All right.
Don't nobody care about that shit. Your advisor and your reader.
Sometimes. Well, my mama sometimes your advisor.
Your mama don't even understand the shit
your mama don't even care about it. You gotta figure out why you still in school. So I'm about to say, well, I told you, my mama told me, I was studying, my research focused on like, black students and like the black experience in higher ed. And my mom was like, we already know the answer. I said, which one? She said, we already know the answer.
You ain't gotta go.
She said, white people racist. She said, that's the answer. She said, you don't gotta study no more. That's the answer. I said,
where's your degree? I got the answer.
My mom thought I could do this. Low key, high key, guess what the answer was? Racism. God damn it. I hate when she writes. My mom said that bold face.
I know
in front of my advisor.
Peace, y'all. I'm out. I didn't get in here for this.
What I tell you, he wrote. That's what I told y'all. What's T Coat's pardon words for 2017?
Peace, y'all. I'm out.
I didn't get into it for this.
But I think that's another thing. Like maybe because we not in the white academic circle, we don't see it because they definitely got to be some beef. But when it comes to this black academic and these black dignitaries,
it's too few of us to be this many beefs.
Yeah,
it's too many. Like the thing is, you can be frenemies, right? But this idea of being beefed out and mortal enemies, no, ain't enough room, ain't enough space for that. It's not enough space for that.
Oh shit, Jelani Cobb didn't get into it.
Who?
Jelani Cobb.
Don't get me to talk about all these. And also, it's a difference between being a black academic and what's the name we can give them? What's called the black academics who like celebrities, like the Instagram academics?
You talking about the niggas who got a PhD but they be on Twitter and shit?
They just be on
and be writing articles.
Yeah.
I mean, not even like
articles, not real
scientific
ones.
articles, but just like shit.
Like on BuzzFeed. No, it ain't BuzzFeed.
Niggas write op-eds on BuzzFeed.
I'm just playing. It ain't BuzzFeed.
I got a PhD in AFAM studies.
Don't do that.
I ain't teaching no class, but I'm
writing
these articles on BuzzFeed.
It's a whole crew of them. And I follow them and I respect all of them. And Tahisi Coates in them, Jelani, whatever. Jelani in them, Angela Ryan. That's a whole crew of people who I roll with them, but it's a different type, right? Mm-hmm. Now I'm Cornell. These niggas ain't been in the hood. Uh-huh. Now I'm Cornell West. See, now I'm on Cornell West side. Because I understand when I was reading it, I understood exactly where he was coming from. Like there was no lies in that review.
Yeah,
it was just you the who said it best? You the elder. Yeah. Michael said that you the elder. Teach the children. You had to teach them. And I think that would have been this is my higher ed background. That would have been a great teachable moment.
So I think one of the things is it's definitely a personal attack. Like, come at it. Yeah. I even think about so I'm just looking at the article again. Like,
the article's good.
His views of Black America is narrow.
It's read like an advisor who
and
ripped apart.
Dangerously misleading.
So all the grad students out there, this article reads like an advisor who's talking with his good girlfriends about your first article you ever wrote as a grad student, and basically telling that you trash and you don't know nothing. That's how it read to me. Mm-hmm. Like, I feel like this is how advisors talk with their friends. They'd be like, this is what my grad student turned in. They don't know shit. Mm-hmm. I'm going to teach them, though. They feelings going to be hurt when I'm done. You ain't get that? Oh, it's juicy, honey.
It is. It's not as scathing as Michael Eric Dyson.
No, it ain't that bad. But it's enough to be like, damn, Cornell, ain't nothing else popping off at Harvard? You don't got no finals?
That's what I'm saying.
You ain't grading no test?
I think one of the things that's just really interesting is that when it comes to these black dignitaries, it's hard.
Dignitary, right? It's a difference between dignitary and academics. We playing with that, but academics,
black. But it's hard to stay relevant, especially when they not in the science like that no more.
Come on. So hell, it's hard for the scientists to stay relevant.
Yeah. So I really think it's exactly. So I think it's even hard for him to even stay relevant because he spent the last 8 years dissing Obama. Mm-hmm. So since Obama ain't here no more, what else? What else is he saying? Like, niggas ain't booking him to be like, drone strikes. What about the drone strikes? So
care about that, yeah.
You got to find somewhere else to stay relevant. And I think, coming at Ta-Nehisi is one of the ways that he can do that in the Blackademic circles because he ain't talking about drone strikes no more because that ain't the shit. And the thing is, like, why you ain't coming at Trump like this?
That's what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. And I think that's what kind of made me ticky. Mm-hmm. Because he's such an influential voice in the black community and academic community that his voice could be used for something else and not to tear down T Coates. That's all. And not that I agree everything that T Coates say. Some of his shit, he do be a little bit fluffy and airy with his shit. But I'm highly critical of all of them. Mm. But again, it's a certain realm you do it in, right? You put respect on their name still.
Absolutely.
I don't got nothing else to say.
That nigga came after him like a
advisor.
Yeah.
A student who turned in their paper. A student who asked to take a long weekend.
He said, "All you niggas are my sons."
Boo, boo. Okay, no. Anything else about Cornell? I'm sorry, Dr. West, T. Coates, Blackademics.
This is like scathing. Unfortunately, Coates' allegiance to Obama has reduced an impoverished understanding of Black history. He reveals that this when he writes, Ossie Davis famously eulogized Malcolm X as our living Black manhood and our own Black shining prince. The only man today could bear these two twin honorifics is Barack Obama. This is a gross misunderstanding of who Malcolm X was.
I mean, it's even disrespectful on the level to say this man don't know who Black history and his degrees in Black history.
The greatest
misunderstanding. Oh, I'm sorry. You're not looking at that one?
Yeah. The gross misunderstanding of who Malcolm X is. The greatest prophetic voice against.
See, I can read them academic words, can't
I? And who Barack Obama was, the first Black head of the American empire, speaks volumes about Coates and his neoliberalism view of the world. I can spit on that. What? Coates praised Obama as a deeply moral human being while remaining silent on the 563 drone strikes and assassination of American citizens with no trial and the 26,171 bombs dropped on 5 Muslim majority countries in 2016.
Nero.
Yeah.
You done. You and Dr. West done.
Yeah, I'm done.
The difference is Barack Obama was the commander-in-chief. Mm-hmm. He's head of our army. So as the president, if you're the president for 8 years, people gonna have to die. Mm-hmm. You're the commander. Malcolm X wasn't the commander of the country. See the difference? Mm-hmm. And you, never mind. That's all I have. Mm-hmm. Anything else?
No.
We're gonna have to have a deeper show about Blackademics though, because that is a whole subculture in itself.
Yeah.
Blackademia.
Well, maybe you can bring Nia into this conversation.
Who?
Nia.
Yeah, because I'm not.
He a Blackademic.
Because I'm not. I'm the anti. I'm the anti. Blackademic.
I'm pretty sure me and Nia are gonna have a conversation about this tomorrow.
What? Oh yeah.
Blackademics.
Because he loved Cornell, don't he?
Yeah. Cornell is his boy.
Cornell and Frederick Douglass. Honey, just go to Freddie D. Honey, it's Cornell losing it. He might got to touch it out the whole time. Mm. This is a symptom. Older folks start lashing out. You be like, "Why are you arguing, Grandma?" And then he come back next week, sweet, like he ain't did shit.
I love him. What's the boy
What's
name?
That young fella named T. Coates. I like him.
Coates.
I like him.
Yeah. He rating on that Black Panther. Yeah, I like him.
That's how we know if he on the sick and shut in.
Right. I say, damn, do you not remember all the shit you did last week?
Did you just rip over the... Okay, come on. Let's do one last topic. We running a little bit long. Let's talk about this idea of power dynamics in a relationship. So I seen this article in Psychology Today, and they talked about power dynamics. So the way they put it was power dynamics are just more than just a paycheck. So I think a lot of times we talk about power, we talk about this idea of financial power. Mm-hmm. And power dynamics can feel tricky to talk about. But the thing is, you really should have this conversation. And so the way they flipped it is the idea that a hard conversation that couples should have is about this idea of power and what it means in their relationship. Mm-hmm. So the article defined power as simple. So power is the ability or capacity to do something. Power is agency. Power is about your ability to have an effect on the world around you, including your partner. So first they start off with this idea of micro exchanges of power. So over the course of the day, there are numerous micro exchanges of power between you and your partner. Your partner asks you, where do you want to eat? You reply, let's go to sushi. If your partner agrees to go to sushi, your partner has given you the power to decide where the two of you will have for dinner. If your partner responds, nah, I feel like pizza, you and your partner are now in a power struggle, one in which you will each attempt to influence each other. When you think about these microaggressions of power, micro exchanges, of power, you may be able to identify one of you who tends to lead and one of you who tends to follow. Maybe it's based on personality. Maybe it's based on birth order. but something like this always happens. And the biggest thing they say you should keep in mind is these micro exchanges of power may be just background noise of your relationship. But to prevent painful struggles around power, you need to proceed with awareness. If one of you tends to lead and one tends to follow, notice that and be mindful. If this leading partner feels weary of decision making, ask the following partner to make the next plan. If the following partner feels edged out, ask the leading partner to step back and make space for the shared decision. What do you think about that piece, Nira?
I think it's very interesting.
Because at first when I read it, I was like, nigga, pizza. But that's what it's about. I think I forgot who I was having this conversation. Hell, I might have just been writing in my journal. Might have been me and the Lord. As we go into this holiday season, and a lot of times we worried about the build up, right? So it's the build up to Christmas, it's the build up to New Year's Eve, it's the build up to New Year's Day. But when I was reflecting, some of my best memories aren't the big days, aren't the events, it's the little things getting to it. So it's the idea of 2-3 days before Christmas, making dinner or making some cookies or staying up late watching a movie or watching National Lampoon. Like, it's like the little things that you truly remember and what you truly cherish, and that's the stuff. That's what life is about. It's not the big stuff. It's not Christmas Day. It's the week before. It's the midnight conversations. And I kind of address that to this same thing. So usually in relationships, of course, there's big blowout arguments, right? But what leads to those big blowout arguments? It's these academic background. It's these microaggressions, right? They call them micro exchanges of power. But it's this idea of microaggressions, the death by many cuts. So it's usually not one cut to the throat. It's little bitty cuts to be like, dang, you always choose where you want to go eat. It's getting into that always, that definitive language. This is what you always do. Or whenever I try to do this, you try to step over me. So I thought this was really something interesting that I started thinking about lately. What do you think about that, Niram? Do we have that in our relationship, or what's your thoughts on that?
When I was reading the article, it's very interesting because I think my personality, as you like to say, is so nonchalant that if it's something I want to do or feel wholeheartedly about it, like, it's going to get done. But I think the way I operate, if it's something I rarely care about, or I can go either or, I'll be like, I don't care.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes that bothers you because you like just make a decision.
That bothers me.
It's like, well, I'm not spending no bandwidth on it, so you make a decision.
But then you put it on me, and so that's telling me you don't care about my bandwidth. Ooh, come on. You know how I feel about folks wasting my time. Leo trait, I don't like my time to be wasted. Not wasted, unappreciated. I don't mind wasted time, right? But I don't like being unappreciated. So I thought that was something interesting. I think that's something we have to talk more in our relationship as it's shifting. Especially, I think it's shifted a little too when, now that I'm unemployed now, right? And you're employed with not one but two jobs. So it's a different power dynamic there, and a different conversation compared to Nyambi, who keep a check. We got to have different types of conversations when it comes to bills and things, or even little things like going out to eat. Like, I can't just pick up the bill on everything. Like, well, you got this, big daddy.
I got it, baby.
Okay, you don't got to call in to work. You the boss. Oh, you like that?
Yeah.
Okay. The other thing that they talked about, power dynamics are presented in romantic relationships in part because life is a series of kind of shared decisions, great and small. But there's other things to it. They're presented in intimate relationships because they bring parts of who you are into the relationship, including like cultural identity. So race, gender, religion, age, socioeconomic, skin color, education. Your relationship is a kind of a cross-cultural along one or more of the domains. It's important that you and your partner understand how cultural differences affect your relationship, because the differences matter. As a culture, we have yet to figure out how to treat differences as differences. Instead, we kind of load cultural differences with privilege. So for every cultural identity variable listed above, there is a cultural prescribed higher valued or privileged status, right? With greater privilege that comes with greater power. So the example that they gave in this book is that Albert, an African-American man from a wealthy family, is married to Rose, a white woman from a working-class family. Albert and Rose pride themselves on sharing power in their relationship in many ways. They are equitable, yet they are aware that their cultural identity shape their experience of power in the world and by extension in their home. Albert expresses the enhancement of power that comes with being male and being from a wealthy family. He must deal with this diminishment of power that comes with being African American. Rosa experienced the enhancement of power that comes from being white, and she must deal with this diminishment of power that comes along with being a woman and being from a working class. And the thing that they keep in mind is that Albert, and Rose, you and your partner probably bring cultural differences to your romantic relationship. Even with the power dynamics, they bring cultural differences or avenues for increased empathy and compassion when it comes to, approaching relationships like this. So some of the suggestions they have in the article is don't be afraid to talk about cultural differences between you two. Commit to exploring the differences without judging the differences. Stay curious about different cultures that shape your perspective and conflict and decision making, and avoid making assumptions or questions about the relationship. So the thing I was going to put, that's very clear, black and white, right? But what happens when, you kind of the same crew? So what would be different? What would be our cultural identities that we bring that's a little different to the board? Because I think that's, again, I keep going back to, it's not the big shit. So the black and white shit, ding, 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 rich, poor shit, ding, ding, ding. Yeah. But I think it's those other subtle things. That's what I've been through this process and through like journaling and writing things. That's what I really learned. It's really the subtleties that you be like, there it go. Like, that's the shit that gets you, not the big shit. It's the subtleties. So what do you think when you think about our relationship?
Well, I even think about, the age of our parents, my mother being 70 and your parents being 50, and that's a whole different mind frame of being raised between, two separate parent sets. Yeah. And I even think like the types of jobs, as well, where, mine were, at the plant and, yours were, different type of family. Yeah. And I think that those are type of things that happen. So, for example, your parents were, how do I put this? My mom is old enough to be your parents' parent. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, you getting from like, it's like I'm being raised by one generation, you being raised by another. So it's almost like I'm being raised by the generation of parent that your parents is like, when I grow up, I don't want my kid to go through this stuff. Yeah. But I'm still being raised by that parent.
And you think it's been a difference? Yeah. You can see the subtleties? I don't see them as much. What do you see?
I even think about when we first met, like, for me, for example, like, Nero ain't never been nowhere. So,
why do you say you never been nowhere?
Wasn't. So, for example, going out to, like, Red Lobster was, like, a big thing.
Nero was shocked when it was just, like, a Wednesday afternoon. And he was like, you want to go out to eat? I was like, yeah, let's go to Red Lobster. He was like, Red Lobster?
Hold up.
I said, yeah.
Wait a minute.
They have a great lunch special.
We only go there on birthdays. So I even think about that, like, or like just going out, like your parents go out to eat a lot
more. Yeah, it's just going out
a
to
lot.
Eat. Oh,
like a lot more, like compared to my mom. Like my mom
cook collard greens,
like cook collard greens on a Wednesday.
Yeah, and I'm like, collard greens is for Sunday, honey. Ain't nobody got that much time to cook collard greens. We don't work all day. On a Sunday,
she cooking on a Wednesday.
I'm sorry, on a Wednesday, collard greens, oxtails, rice on a Wednesday night.
Yes.
Nah.
So, I think those are some of the subtleties that, that has a difference in our relationship.
Yeah, that's funny. I even think about that because even when we talk about kind of old school music, when we even define old school music, that's different. Mm-hmm. So some of the artists I'll say that kind of like when my parents was growing up, that I've listened to influences, you be like, no, I ain't never heard about that. But some of the stuff you say, I'm like, that's what my grandma looked like. Yeah. That's real old school. That's double old school, right? Yeah. That's going way, way back. Mm-hmm. How do you think that's influenced? Like, how did you navigate that? I'm curious now.
What you mean?
Like with your friends and stuff.
Well,
when you were younger, or you ain't noticed.
That's interesting. Well, for my best friend, same person I've known for like all my life, like she was raised by her grandparents.
I guess y'all come from that generation.
That was, kind of the same. It was like the norm.
Yeah. Because now that I think of when I was younger, my parents were young. So my parents were always in like their early 30s, like now. So they were like our age. So we're going to be the older parents. Yeah. Jesus. That's why I got to moisturize. So we gonna be in that situation where when we have kids, we're gonna be kind of the older end of the spectrum compared to, so when we first have our kids, we're going to have folks in there who will be in their early 20s, honey. We're going to be in our damn mid-30s almost. Oh, Jesus. Don't do that.
You the one that's putting this pressure of this society on you.
Ain't no society. It's fucking science. Cornell West.
Baby, you can have kids up to about 40-ish.
Okay. I didn't say about having kids. I'm talking about for my life happiness, honey. Ain't nobody worried about kids in my 60s. They still begging and shit. At least when I'm on a little trajectory. Alrighty. That's a good leeway, Near. Some of the questions that they asked, that the conversation you should be having with your partner is this idea of who defines power and why it's important. To what extent to each partner notices and attend to the other's needs and emotion? Is one partner more likely to organize his or her daily activities around the other? Does one person's sense of competency, optimism, well-being seem to come at the expense of others' emotional, physical health? And again, this is stuff we talk about, right? But I don't think we talked about in our first few years. I think we used to, like a good 5 years in before we had to be like, hold up. When we are having these conversations, who defines it, right? Who says it's important and who's not important? How do you think we do that, Neil? What do you think?
We just argue it out, man.
Yeah, that's where it starts, honestly. It starts at an argument. And we got to be like, as we keep saying, what is the root of this? What are we getting to this? And it does come down to this idea. Some of my early arguments was this idea of power dynamic. And how, especially how it's tied to emotions, right? In the needs and feeling not heard. So, a reoccurring thing y'all hear me saying Niram knows is Niram is very calm, cool, and collected. And I'm very expressive. So when I'm either upset or happy, I'm having one of those emotions, I have to explicitly tell Niram, like, I need you to give me more. Because Niram be like, oh, I'm so excited. Or he'll be like, I'm very upset. And I'm like, is you being funny in this motherfucker? Like, look, now I'm turned up. Like, now I'm extra on Black Ink Crew. So now you being funny in it? Like, because when I'm happy, you're going to know I'm happy. When I'm sad, you're going to know I'm sad. Niram, you don't know. And that's a power dynamic. That's a power move to make, right? Because you know how I am. You know how I get into it. And you can do that as a way to kind of just shut it down and be like, it doesn't matter. So being very aware of that and having that conversation. Like, Niram has to tell me multiple times that just because, what's your line you tell me?
I didn't forget.
Oh, see, example. He's doing it now.
I forgot.
I'm about to.
No.
Thank you for, as always, submit your questions to Kitchen Table Talk.
Hold on, we having this conversation.
Oh, okay.
Shit.
Okay.
You see that power I got, y'all? No, what I say is like, just because because I'm not hooping and hollering or whatever, or you feel like, I forgot the exact words, but don't take my lack of hooping and hollering or whatever as me not feeling these emotions.
Yeah. But that's a powerful thing to have for your partner to be able to be that calm, cool, and collected, because then they shift the energy of the relationship. So if they have a spouse who's more emotionally driven, then they're able to control where the emotionally driven energy goes, right? Because then the partner's like, well, maybe I shouldn't. Like, that all ties into it. And I think it's very, very heavy. And also the idea of what defines is important. Like, we had to get to the point where we had to tell each other, this is what I need.
Yeah, you got to.
And
I think
this
that's
is
one of the
important
things
to me. Like, you have to be we've learned to be very explicit to the point where it's almost overkill. Like, I preface when it's something I'm like, no, this is important to me. I'm like, no, listen, this is what it is, and move from there. Yeah.
Because I think one of the things that bothered Naomi early in our relationship is I'm all about self-perseverance or preservation.
To that, I was like, are you a narcissist? Like, Jesus, you got to worry about other folks. I tell Niram, kindness is free. Give it to everyone. Kindness is free.
The thing is, it's not kind. I do provide kindness, but my thing is like, I need to make sure myself is straight, and I'm always gonna make sure that I'm straight before I can do anything for anybody else.
And that's hard for me.
I can't be the best anybody to nobody if I can't make sure myself is straight first. Yes. And I think that drives Nyambi because she's willing to give her all to everybody and have nothing in her tank, where versus me, I'd rather have my tank full and give out 10% versus her and giving out 90 and having only 10% left in her tank.
Because my idea is you never at 100%, right? You never, like, this is what the purpose of life is, to kind of strive to get to this point. So when folks always say oh, I have to make sure I'm taking care of. You're never going to be, everything's never always going to be right. Like there's never going to be a point where all the ducks are in order at all times. So you have to be able to work and move through that.
And I understand that, but still, I still need to make sure that myself is straight.
And where is that defined as? Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying. It's fickle.
But it can go the other extreme where you giving all your resources to other people and you're not getting nothing in return. Then what is that defined as?
Mm-hmm. I hear what you're saying. Mm-hmm. It's just, again, just that conversation and where it can lead to an unspoken thing where both folks want the best for each other, right? Yeah. But it's just the way in which you go about it. Mm-hmm. And everyone's operating in their own silo and they think they're helping and they're really not. When if you had a conversation before it got to a heated point, you will know.
Right.
And you'll be able to talk about these triggers and your experiences. And it also gets back to knowing people's story. Mm-hmm. So what they said about before. So I think that's where that cultural, those identities interact. So I think your mentality is very old school. And it makes sense now.
Meaning?
I mean, it is. It's very old school, honey. Like it's just the way of the idea. The generation we were, it wasn't the idea of common good, right? Mm. So I think the more millennium form is like, well, for the good of the people, right?
Mm. I don't know if that was a dig.
It wasn't a dig. It was facts.
Like I said, I don't know if that was
a dig. And
again,
I didn't do personal. I did not take the Cornell West route. I talked about overall. I talked about the article and what the article said. I'm telling you what the literature says, not what Nyambi ain't making this up. The literature says it.
But you said
blame the Chi-Square.
But you said something about old school and
maybe old school. That was not that was jargon. Generational. How about that? Generational differences.
Okay. And you was raised on what?
As always, to submit your Black Love story. No, come on there. You have anything else to say?
No, we can wrap this up as well. Hour and 30 minutes.
Okay. Why are you watching the clock? I never watch the clock.
Oh.
So I think the biggest takeaway is to have a conversation about power and understand that power is more than money. Especially when it comes to, I think, young brown folks, the power, like, I paid a cost to be the boss, right? That's where your first thoughts of power. But power is a lot more complex and deeper to that, too. You can tell because all the, never mind, I almost went some. I was going to say all the sugar babies.
Yeah, they got power.
Okay. Do you see what I'm saying? And it ain't about the money, right? Mm-hmm. But I think our first line of defense is always the one who is maybe the more financially sound or taking care of the household, the bills, kind of has that first step of power. But I think it's a lot more complex and dynamic to that.
Yeah,
than what it is.
Yeah, I think so too. Because somebody that's influencing that person who has the money.
Come on, what they say: the man is the head of the house, but the woman is the neck that turns the head.
Is that what they say?
Oh, you ain't know that?
No.
Now you do.
Well, I need to keep an eye on that. Then.
I'm your neck. You the head, but I'm the neck that turns the head.
I need to make sure that the shoulders and I got strong ass traps.
Close us out, Nirham. Thank y'all again. Close us out because Nirham is just in his own world.
All right. As always, now where's the outro at?
You don't know about her?
Nope.
As always, to submit your Black Love stories, go to blacklovematters.com. To submit your question for Kitchen Table Talk, shoot us an email at blacklovematters@gmail.com. Remember, that's Black with no K. To leave a comment about anything that we talked about on today's episode, go to blacklovematters.com. Also that SoundCloud, and that's at Black Love Matters. And we also got that voicemail. It's 508-784-1111. That's 508-784-1111. Talk to you guys later. And remember, love is ever evolving. Peace. Christmas almost here, y'all.
You see how she giving y'all that anxiety to the lead up?
Bye, y'all. Y'all have a good one.
Bye-bye.